vision. Condemnation, breeding ignorance and breeding radiation.
How did the this Heroes of Hypocrisy stuff start on the street like we did, man? For our $10, we were able to get a Japanese keyboard. That was our beatbox at the time. And thank God, you know, there was enough of the technology so we could do that. Otherwise, you might have committed suicide because we didn't have anything to do.
New York 75, le duo minimaliste Alan Vega et Martin Rev essuie les plâtres de la New Wave. Première boîte à rythme et provoque suicidaire. Pompé depuis par tout le monde, Suicide est l'archétype des visionnaires mythiques dans l'indifférent américain.
It's necessity, everything's scaled down, you know, and it's got to be that way because otherwise things will get complacent. If you just let the art go for people who can afford it, it'll very quickly, you know, use itself up there, and then something has to come up from underneath, and people underneath can't afford, you know. But if a guy wants to paint, he's going to find a way to afford paints. If he can't afford paints, he's going to make something out of what he finds in the street. A collage. And that's will create the new movement. That's what the new movement is. Otherwise, there's no meaning to it. It's just art.
Well, we did, but we're not finished in a sense. I mean, okay, I know we have to live with the reputation. You know, I wish I could take it all back now and not have the first Suicide record and we made history with it, you know. I wish it wasn't as big as it was in a sense, in a historical sense. But, you know, we still think we're going on. We're just going on, you know. I'm still trying to break new ground, you know, even though I don't think there is any new ground to break anymore. Everybody's too sophisticated and too smart to not catch on right away, you know.
I'm a baby homage. I'm a baby homage. I'm a baby homage. All night long. Ooh. Give it to your baby, honey. Yeah, give it to you nice. Right in between your legs. Give you a life. I'm a baby homage. Ooh. Wow. Come on out. Come a little babe. Come a little seat. Pump it on down. Drive it in. Drive it wild. I like your legs. Yeah, I like it fine. Come on, baby. Pump it on down.
In fact, so hard for us to get gigs in the early days that we used to do rehearsals that were like gigs, 3 nights a week, you know, just to play, get it. But the kids today, it's a different thing now. Well, you guys are kidding around about this Nintendo generation or the, what is it, this Mega, Super... Sega, whatever, man, you know. But, yeah, they just see things differently. And when they come in now, they see things as a they get a band together, they get the idea, okay, we'll dress together, they get a lawyer, an accountant, a TV, blah, 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 and they present a package, you know, for the most part, man.
So fine.
Now you go out and see the video before you even hear the song. I mean, you hear the song first with the video that goes along with it. You immediately destroy any kind of visual thing in your head. Rave to me is like something, I think, to be honest with you, I've heard beats Marty and I were doing 20 years ago personally, man, that were like, you know, more rave than rave. I already made a record with no instruments, you know. It's like you make with technology, you make sound with the technology, and then you make sound from sound, and sound from sound, and sound from sound. You don't have to use instruments anymore. I like the beat, man. Personally speaking, I like house too, you know. But something you can kind of like listen to, enjoy, dance, groove, and vacuum your house and clean your, you know, when you're doing your cleaning up and everything. And then, you know, you shut off when you want to listen to something serious. You go back to Beethoven or something, man, you know what I mean, man.
House doesn't really have the vocal innovation. It has it in the sound. Rap has the vocal thing, sometimes in the sound. And the real change in the last few years has been in the vocal thing of the rap. That is really different. It's really a non-melodic thing, totally. It's a spoken thing. That's, in that sense,
Beat the beat,
you know.
beat the beat.
Le rap
I would be happy to be at peace with everybody else.
It's like the last time it was like this was like a Max's or something. You know, or CBGB's when you can go out to a club and every musician would be there in town. It's kind of nice, you know, and it's nice to see something like this again, you know, it's like, we don't have that anymore. Now that whole thing has ended, so everybody's back all over it. I would have loved to have met the West Coast. Here, first time I've met them after all these years, you know, because they live in parts of Brooklyn. I'll never go there, and they don't come to where I live in Manhattan, you know. It's sad, but if there were clubs, more clubs and everything, man, it'd be a common ground. We all go to sit around, we drink, we talk, maybe make telephone calls and get to know one another, you know.
It's also because, the French would be the ones who would put us on the same bill, say. That's what brings people together. We put a festival like this together, put the Last Poets and Suicide together, which is really where they should be, but the Americans would never think it, you know, they still have their categories and it's still,
white
so
and black.
that's, so you don't get, they're meeting here because they're being drawn here together on the same bill, and that's the advantage of being in a place like France or Europe, because they will do that.
À nouveau, le cirque plus rock que le rock'n'roll d'aujourd'hui. Le choc des aliens du Jim Roll.